Okay, this is a $875 a month rent-to-own home. It's off Coppedge Avenue, University Park area, University in Fort Caroline. It's just about a half a block away from the St. Johns River. It's a big house, over 2,000 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath. It's got a totally remodeled $15,000 Rachel Ray type kitchen here, and it's in just super great shape. Hardwood floors, all that stuff. As you can see, super nice house. It is owner occupied, so you cannot go by it unless you fill out the form or set an appointment. I mean, you're welcome to drive by it, but it's definitely something you need to fill out the form below if you're interested. It is a rent-to-own property. All those things are, the kitchen and the hardwood flooring and all that is great, but what really makes the house special is it is a rent-to-own. So we work with people with bad credit. As long as you have a job and you make money and you can easily afford this type of payment, we can help you own this home. People don't realize right now, if you have steady employment and steady income, with the price of owning a home so low, you can own a home on some time scale. I don't care what your credit's like, and it's worth figuring out how to get a house right now. If we get people approved right now for interest rates 3.5% that were turned down by a bank. With a little bit of work, we can get you approved for a low interest rate, and you can own a home for less than it costs to rent. If you're throwing away even close to this amount of money in rent, or $1,200 or $1,300, it's just crazy to be doing when you can own a house right now. It's the best time in the history of the country to own a house. So if you're somebody who feels like maybe you're missing the boat, or you want to own a house but you know that something's holding you back, this is the type of opportunity for you. Fill out the form below and we'll get on the phone and tell you exactly what it's going to take for you to own this house, or any house for that matter. What we're really looking for is people that have jobs, make money, can easily afford this, and are super motivated to own a home, because they understand it's never going to be this good. So if that's you, fill out the form below and we'll get on the phone with you and let you know exactly where you stand. Thanks. And if you don't have a burning desire to own a home right now, I really suggest people come to this government website and click on the renting versus buying calculator. And I know everybody knows that renting is not as good as idea as owning, but really I don't think people understand how much money they're throwing away, because renting really is it's a sucker bet. I mean, you just cannot get ahead renting. In Vegas they have certain bets where they're called, I guess, sucker bets, and to me, renting is one of those things. You're just never going to get ahead renting, and this really helps drive it home. It helps you compare just saying pay a $900 a month rental rate versus buying a $120,000 house today. And because what you're doing when you're buying a home is it's not like you're turning your rent payment into an investment, and your net worth over 30 years, you're looking at a $400,000 different bet off to the good from owning rather than renting. So it's not like you just because right now a lot of people, they're paying $1,200 a month, they can own the same house for $800 a month. It's not just the $400 you're saving. It's it's what you build up over time by paying your own mortgage and not your landlord's mortgage. So if this doesn't give people a real fuel to let's figure out what it's going to take to own a home, as long as you have a job and you make money, remember, you can own a home. And it's not always years. There isn't a blacklist of people. Most people can own a home in 6 months if they have steady employment, we find. So fill out the form below and we can tell you. The other thing is, I don't think people realize Jacksonville, Florida is where investors are coming from all over the country to invest. I like to make people watch this just so they understand, this is one of the rare places where, I shouldn't say rare, but one of the places where really these investors can buy a house for, they're paying $600 a month, they're renting out for $1,100 a month. So for our own people in our own city not to be taking advantage of it, it's just sickening. When they have jobs, they have money, they just don't really know the first step. Just listen to this for 2 seconds.
Well, Florida, if we look at a chart for...
Because Florida's one of the worst hit places.
Well, that's it. Exactly.
So
the bubble's been erased. That's the idea. The bubble's been erased. In Florida, almost across the state, they're back to 2001 prices. So if we have a chart here for Jacksonville.
So it's really, the numbers make this a good deal. It's not necessarily just the this house or that house. It's just the time that we find ourselves in. So if you're somebody who wants to take advantage of that, doesn't know the first step, you have a job, you can afford it, I promise you, fill out the form below. We can tell you exactly what it's going to take for you to own a home, and stop placing that sucker bet on the first of the month every month.